Guardian, we've picked up a high-gain transmission. Origin point is somewhere along the coast, near the Cosmodrome.
Alrighty. What is going on, good people of the internet? We are here. I am not totally centered, but I'll fix that in a minute. But we are here for Cosmodrome Radio, episode 57. We have made it 57 episodes, and that kind of blows my mind. That's what I am like editing at OBS scenes while being live, and I am awesome for it. But we are back for a brand new episode for you good people. We are excited. Don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts. No longer Google Podcasts, because Google Podcasts is gone. I don't know why, but that happened. Freaking YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all those great places. You can check out the merch store at shop.cosmodromeradio.com. I have confirmed that with a new artist, we will have a final shape design. So get ready for that. We'll be talking more about that as we get ready for that drop. So make sure that you keep an eye on the socials for that. And honestly, just make sure that you're here for us. We are here every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, unless something changes or there's just no news. And then on Monday, we have the edited version of the podcast that goes live. So make sure that you're here with us. My name is Jay Paracalza. This is my channel. We do this shit every week for you good people. But the guy to my right, this way, and then diagonally right on mobile, the spicy man himself, who's cutting his hair soon, and he won't be Jesus anymore. Cajun, how you doing?
I'm doing good. And, since you mentioned Google Podcasts, going by the wayside, I don't think anyone's ever said it, so I'll say it first. There goes Flawless. Anyways, I'm doing good. Freaking this week, I myself, the PvE main, stuck my ass into freaking into Iron Banner, and I'll be honest. Not only did I have a blast, but I went in there with the freaking honey bun build.
Man,
I was having fun.
Me and Shax need to have words about that build at some point, because it don't hit the way he be talking about, especially in high level play. That build don't hit the way he was talking about. I get mad about it.
You gotta work it. Anyways, but outside of that, freaking looking forward to Enter the Light. Freaking super excited with what Bungie's bringing to the table. Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna be talking about that. But before we do, Sabe, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Yes, SabeTheBlade. Yes, how you doing, man?
I'm vibing, man. Just got me some drink, and I'm just ready. Just
hell yeah, man. You want to tell people where they can find you at every week and whatnot?
Yep, over at Twitch at twitch.tv/SabeTheBlade. I am on hiatus on TikTok at the current moment, but
All right, fair enough. TikTok do be crying crazy, so I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Mhm.
All right, I forgot to do this last week at the beginning of the show. So tell the folks at home, what is your go story? What got you into Destiny, and what do you love most about it?
To tell you the truth, I didn't start loving Destiny at first because I just bought it as like a special edition to PS4 like long time ago. So it was like one of those games. I was a COD player, so yep. And then when I stopped falling in love with COD, and of course the campaign is what drove me really, and I kept playing. But what got me loving Destiny was raiding, basically. So
that's what's up. What's your favorite raid of all time? I'm curious. Hey, I'm controversial. My favorite raid's Garden. I'm already on site for everybody. So like, it can't be that bad.
Only because it's a special place in my heart. But D1 Ball of Glass.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Respect. Were you sad when things changed in D2 a little bit?
No, not really. I actually like the changes in D2. Okay, it's just D1 just has like at least that version had a special place in my heart because it came with a story of reason why I started loving Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Because because Yep, I had a real bad Sherpa experience. Then I had a really good Sherpa experience after that, after meeting a random person for helping him in campaign, and the rest was history. And now,
Yeah.
I'm that person now. So
It's amazing how a good Sherpa experience can really change your outlook on a game, whether it's like an MMO or something like Destiny 2. And that's the type of interactions I think for a lot of us we want to see with this community, because that gives people a chance to not only experience a game that they probably never had a chance to, but at the same time grow as a community itself.
That's true. Yeah, most definitely. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the mix. So the third of 3 live streams came out this past week on Tuesday for Into the Light, and man, I was the minute that screen turned on and you saw the fully fabricated Outbreak perfected on the table, and you could see the Whisper sitting behind the couch. I was on Twitter tripping. I was like, yo, what is going on? I was so happy. I was like,
literally cried and prayed it had rapid hit or something. And
I've been saying for the longest time, give me Headseeker. Like, screw Rapid Hit. Give me Headseeker, because Outbreak's already been a bad PvP. Give me Headseeker. I'm coming for everybody.
Yesterday, me and my chat was having a conversation, like, because it can get rapid hit, it can get
rewind rounds.
That's gonna
I
be
hate saying
crazy.
it,
Dude,
bro.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Even the devs couldn't say it properly. And
That had to be vindicated for a lot of people.
It's become the fucking meme. Rewind wounds.
They need to just put out a
go
shirt
with it
at this point. Like, just rewind rounds. Like, just put it as a shirt. Like, just have like a little Kabir on the screen with like a fake picture. Be like, rewind rounds. But and like the way they started it, already people were excited, people were vibing. They were like, yo, what is up? And off rip, they reconfirmed for the people who don't read the twid. They were like, hey, originally the plan was time gating. Now they're like, hey, it's less time gating. And I'm like, okay, good reassurance, because as we've talked about multiple times on the show, not everyone reads the twid.
Yeah,
not everybody has that knowledge, and it's frustrating. So that's good. We actually can talk about stuff now, which is dope. And they shortened the time gate, which is dope. I wish there was just no time gate, but I'm willing to meet Bungie in the middle. I think their reasoning behind the idea of, oh, we want to make sure you have content for the entirety till June 3rd. Bitch, you're already freaking time gating Outbreak perfected. What are you talking about? Like, you're already causing problems.
Okay, so I will say this, after they laid out everything, especially with this twid, with the amount of stuff that we got coming in these 2 months. Okay, the fact that they compromised and they gave us like, okay, you'll have all the weapons by the end of the month. Then look what we got at the end of the month. Okay, in May we're gonna get the 3 new PvP maps. We're also gonna get
we'll get to that.
we're gonna get 0 Hour, and then last but not least, we're gonna get Pantheon.
Which I have so many conspiracy theories, and we will get to that.
Oh my god!
I have multiple theories right now, because like it's not just a theory; it's a game theory right now. Like I got multiple things going on in my
They're calling it straight up boss rush mode, and I got so much. Like, this is it in my brain. This is what I'm thinking. All right, it's gonna come out like you're gonna have like X amount of bosses, right? And you're going to have a time limit to freaking rush through them. You spawn in, timer starts, you put down your flag, and you're getting to town on the boss fight. I have a feeling they're probably going to keep a lot of the same mechanics. Bungie, if you do this, I would fucking love it. If you made Riven one of the fucking bosses in boss rush mode and you disabled the fucking cheeses.
So you
would have a fucking community lose their shit, but I'd be down for it. I'm there for the chaos.
Let me preface this real quick. So, in terms of what's going on, Bungie has stated that Pantheon will be talked about later in the month. But yes, it is going to be a boss rush mode. Here's my conspiracy theory. This is how we're getting Leviathan shit back. Because it's real weird, not just because it's a fan favorite. It's real weird that Midnight Coup is in the set of Brave Arsenal and Trophy Hunter was cut. It's real weird. So, and Bungie knows that the biggest complaint of all of the raid layers is that the beginning parts are the thing that people don't like. So, like hell, people have even said that the fucking Vex one, the Eater of Worlds, is one of the best bosses ever configured. Besides the Axler.
That was freaking nuts. I remember my team struggled at times with that boss encounter, but that was another one you could not do ad clear. You had to do, everyone had to do something. That's the type of raid mechanics that freaking Bungie needs to keep cooking with.
Yeah, and like my theory is, if they want to cut out the issues they had and all the complaints, and they just go, bam, here's every boss, here's everything y'all liked about the raid layers, smack dab on here, and all the freaking emblems you couldn't get, all the random shaders that are not existent in that are not obtainable, like all the Callus shaders, fucking all the other menagerie weapons that people want, the fucking I can't think of the fucking gun, the fucking shotgun,
Acris?
Yeah, the fucking Acris ornament that no one can get anymore. Like, that would be the way to be like, hey, yo, there you go. There's all the old stuff. We cranked up the level. You gotta try it this way. And it gives people new experiences to go fuck up Callus, go do this, yada yada. I think that's my one. Goron, freaking Eater of Worlds, like the one dude who tried to take over after Gaul, like all that, like to have all that set up as a giant gauntlet. My other theory is this is how Bungie like cuts a curve and says, hey yo, Vault of Glass and Garden are now craftable this way. That's my other theory. What you thinking?
Ooh.
Yeah, Sabe, go ahead.
He already nailed it apart. I think this is how they bring back those raids. Because I wouldn't say it wouldn't make no sense to bring back to put like those the current raids inside, like, you know, like the current bosses inside this, because I don't know how people would feel about it. But I do think that it's a way for them to bring back these type of raids, and they have like the adept weapons, and who knows if they bring back more of those Leviathan weapons. As for his Jay's first current example, like, you know, they can bring, you know, stuff like inaugural address or something, or alone as a god, you know. But like,
I swear to God, and we'll get to this when we talk about Iron Banner. I ran into an inaugural address today in Iron Banner, and I was pissed. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this thing doing here? This old ass piece of shit. This old busted thing. What are you doing here? Dude, but you know, that's just my crackpot theory about the boss gauntlet. Like, granted, could it just be Atheon and Oryx, all this other shit? Yes. But my other dumb out of the park theory, because I'm just on crack, is this is how they justify bringing Wrath back. Put it in a small, minute section and give you Sepics and be done with it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Bungie, don't bring back Wrath purely as like, give it the Crota treatment. Don't bring it back Wrath. Come on, you got a fucking opportunity next year, or, you know, like this year, later this year. It'll probably be around the holidays.
I'm gonna tell you this now. It won't be until next year. Like if I'm wrong about the Leviathan thing, I will see them bringing back Leviathan raids before they bring back Wrath, because you can fix a Cabal faster than you can import a whole ass Siva falling into the game. I'm just saying. Like, especially because Proctor talked about money on the Massive Breakdowns podcast. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a lot less money to pull up some Acalis and shit than bring back Wrath. I'm just saying, like, like I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they gotta rebuild Siva Fallen from scratch to give you Wrath. That's the one thing nobody's considering. Those the only thing that Bungie had to do besides rebuild some things with Vogue is put Wyverns in there and then do whatever and put champions in there and then rework the things they wanted to rework. Kingsfall, they didn't change nothing. Like other than like importing the new behaviors for things like Taken and whatnot, that thing is pound for pound, beat for beat, the same thing except for like War Priest and Golgoroth and whatnot. Like that's pound for pound the same thing. So
yeah,
it very much is like it will take either a GoFundMe or Final Shape and all 3 episodes doing very well before Sony will sign off on Wrath. I'm gonna be real honest, and I think a lot of people are gonna be upset by that because everyone wants Siva shit, but I don't know what to say.
I don't think it's as heavy as that. I think that it's I'm not gonna say it's exactly the same cost, but I'm gonna say that I believe that it's gonna be close to. Yes, it might cost a little bit more to bring Siva and freaking Wrath of the Machine back into D2, but look at all the work that they would have to do for Leviathan between the whole entire zone, the physics, the freaking lighting, and
they already had it with Haunted though. They already had with Season of the Haunted. The whole of Leviathan was in Season of the Haunted.
Right, but at the same time, that was a reskin, if you will.
That's true.
Okay, and you still gotta deal with the bosses. You still gotta deal with the mechanics. And let's be honest, if they were to bring back Leviathan, they're gonna do the same thing like they did with Crota. They're gonna refresh the boss fights, and like some of them are gonna pretty much be the same because some of them were more encounter than actual boss fights. Right. But for the legit boss fights, no, they're got to dial that up in order to compensate for the freaking current power creep.
Oh, they're gonna have to do this about Whisper that we're gonna get into is the fact that like, hey, we had to add a lot more Taken in here, and I'm like, wasn't there a lot of Taken to begin with? Like, I remember Whisper having almost unbeatable for casuals at certain points. So like, yeah. I'm just saying, if you added more Taken, like, I'm a little concerned. Like that, but let's go ahead and cut into that. So we know for a fact that Whisper the Worm is coming back on Tuesday, and Outbreak Perfect is coming in May. Oh, well, guns are craftable. Yay. Yep. With both of these missions, Bungie has flat out said that, hey, we have reworked parts of these. We've redone the boss fights. And I'm like, you redid boss fights. So what are you saying here, Bungie? Like when you say you've redone boss fights, are we getting a whole new boss? Or like, are we just getting a bunch more shit? Because if I recall, the Whisper boss was straight up just 3 big motherfuckers in one area and 3 big motherfuckers in the other area. So I find myself if it's just, hey, we gave all the Taken stasis, I'm gonna be kind of side-eyeing Bungie like, I thought y'all said we were doing new bosses here. Like, that doesn't sound like a new boss to me. Like, I don't know. I'm a little torn. I'm excited, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little torn on what's going down here. I'm very much like, I want this to go well. Hell, the minute I heard Zol, I was like, Zol? Not again.
Oh,
I was like, yo, I don't want you back in my house.
Dude, that brought back some fucking memories. Like when they were going through some of the areas in that mission, I'm like, I remember that. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, between our clan people within the Destiny 2 community that probably never experienced that freaking mission. I'm like, I already have like a checklist of things. Be like, hey, I don't want to be that guy, but because I know the type of person you are, you're gonna want to bring this. You're gonna want to bring that.
Oh, like I'm gonna be doing nonstop whisper Sherpas, and I'm gonna keep it a real buck. If we walk in on day one and these boss fights are tricked out to the nines, I'm be like, y'all better have this on. Y'all better have this on. I'm gonna give you a Rolodex of different weapons that you can use, but you better be ready to roll the fuck out like we Optimus Prime.
I'll be honest. I don't know about any of y'all, but back during when the Whisper mission was, out, the one room, the green room, we all know what that room is. Okay, if you know what I'm about to talk about, you know how much of a pain in the mother ass that room was. Why? Because it was by far the worst jumping puzzle I've ever had to experience. My way of cheesing it was by using a freaking sword just for the third person view. So that way you made sure that you could freaking sit there and get around the edges. And by the way, when I'm talking about edges, like that, you're on your freaking tippy toes, freaking scooting along the wall, trying to get around that motherfucker, climb up it. Chat, some of y'all are gonna be tossing controllers, promise. But that's also another case of like, they talked about, they're addressing power creep, but we've got a lot of movement mechanics, especially strand. In that room particularly, you don't have to do the freaking jumping bit. All you got to do is freaking know where the one location is, strand up. So the only way I could see that, like them forcing, is if that particular room had a darkness, kind of like a darkness disablement or freaking light disablement. That would.
I'm excited.
What do you thought, Sabe?
Yeah, for real.
What? You talking about Whisper?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna do what I do. Like, if it's hard, then I'm just gonna just hold W and just do it myself, or just because usually because just what I did before, but I wasn't as competent as I was now a long time ago. I mean, I used to just go in there with like a liar handshake hunter and just go in there and just punch it. I doubt I can do it again. But it's we've been power crept, so I mean, I'm pretty sure the way that at least the boss section, I mean, the boss won't get nuked because the boss used to get nuked. So I mean, I guess it won't get nuked, and they're trying to do something to alleviate. But let's just hope that Banner Titan don't go in there and just obliterate the whole thing either way. So
I mean, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not even gonna go in with Banner Titan. I'm gonna go in with Ambient Leap Titan because I'm gonna be chucking suspends every level which and right, because I'm gonna have like a really small meter of cool night fight. Taking night fire is the bane of my existence. So that like Whisper was where I first learned to hate that. And that was very much that situation of, now I really don't want to deal with you, and now I can freeze you and suspend you. You getting set up real quick. I ain't playing this game this time.
So go ahead, Sabe.
Oh no, I'm just saying because of course I know there's the blights and stuff that at least the old mechanic, you have to shoot the blights to do damage at the boss. But onto what I was saying about the people who I'm gonna be taking through. I usually just don't. I mean, because part of what I do is I just let them play what they want, and I do my thing, and then they can get fried and see their mistakes, and that's how I teach people how to do certain activities. So that's just how.
Yep. That's a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
all right.
I was just thinking about that when y'all were talking about the different things that you could take to that boss fight. I remember one of the best things to take to that mission as a Titan was Ursa Furiosa.
Yeah, baby.
Because
I did that.
Because having a Titan that can sit there and put up a freaking shield for everyone to shoot through, you got increased damage from it. At the same time, the orb generation was freaking on peak, and then the energy return. Freaking, if you had a tether hunter on top of that, oh, y'all were freaking exchanging supers left and right and clearing through it as long as your third person could chunk out the damage.
And the thing is, Bungie is nerfing well to final shape. So imagine a Ursa Titan, a Tether Hunter, and there's a cat, and a Warlock all combined together. You about to have just straight nonsense. Like I think right now, I think for at least for the boss room, I'm gonna either be running Ambient Leap or I'm gonna be swapping to Solar Pressure Scars Titan, because I'm gonna just be raining down on every taken night I see. Like it's gonna be like how I've been running Corrupted lately, where I just don't even tolerate it. It's just gonna be
you know what I feel is gonna be good for Titan.
What?
As good as Strand is, Pyrogale.
Oh yeah.
Because because think about it, all you got to do is freaking put on a healing grenade in the current meta, in the current season, and freaking with the right freaking fragments. Once you initiate a Radiant, once you initiate your Resto, and you just get the freaking melees going and the solar weapon damage, you're gonna be pretty beefy and tanky. And then at that point, just that freaking consecration slam is wide range damage. It hits like a truck. And then you got your freaking cyclones from that. Then you got your solar super, which is now a one shot that hits like a freaking truck.
Yeah. Almost, I used it in Prophecy earlier, and that thing was just tanking the boss like a mug. So I think it has potential. Most definitely.
I mean, they just buffed Consecration because, in my opinion, it was absolutely a lackluster thing. Because I guess compared to like they did sort of nerf like Sunspot and stuff, but they did like increase his range, damage that it does, the whiff. So I'm happy with it too, and that's why I have remade my version of that build. So I'm happy to bring that build in there too. So.
Hell yeah, I love that.
And of course, and if you can make it where like you're just straight up like in igniting with the hammer itself, like, and of course you're playing stuff like Searing. I mean, you're always, and just like you said with Resto, yeah. And
it's going to be interesting to see what Bungie cooks as far as that boss fight. That's for certain.
Most definitely. So we'll definitely dive into that. I find myself excited because I've been doing a lot of stuff when it comes to Whisper for a minute. I've been that guy. Like when we run a Spire the Watcher or we run a King's Fall, I'm the dude who whips out the Whisper. So I'm really excited that they're like, hey yo, we are taking the ammo from 18 to 24.
And then it's going to get field prep on top of it.
And it's going to get field prep, which normally I think field prep is one of the stupidest fucking perks in the world, that they're like, hey, you have to crouch to do something. But hey, if I got to crouch to do big damage with my favorite weapon, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Well, remember, the crouching's only for the reload. The other benefit is that field prep gives you additional reserves. So even if you don't do the crouching, just that second part is beneficial.
Yeah.
For that.
So that means you get 24 off the bump, and you get. We will want to see how much you get off the field prep, which is going to be nutty. So that's going to be real interesting to figure out. Like, hey, how much ammo is this gun about to have?
I would love to add on to that is that of course it is getting 24 without the reserve, so like you gotta account for how much reserve slot you get, then prep. So who knows?
Plus they're like, hey, we're getting no distractions too, which is like
and I also want to talk about the whole field prep part of that. Is that of course it gives like a scaler, so if you do miss, like this thing is going to be reloading faster than it ever did. So it's almost like it's going to have like 100 reload speed plus I think like field prep gives like a 0.8 scaler. I will have to go look.
Yeah,
so like
it is. So according to this, on the enhanced strain, it's a 55 reload speed. So it's a 0.8 time reload duration multiplier with a 0.8 ready stow duration multiplier.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah. So.
Passively grants 40 inventory size stat,
Mhm.
which is the equivalent to 2 reserve armor mods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
So
like,
that-
hey, yo, this is a vibe. Like, I've been waiting for Whisper to be a bad bitch again for a long time.
Because like Whisper with those I guess like 2 reserve. I think it's like 2 or 3 more ammo. Cause I was playing with it yesterday. So I'm thinking based on that, I think it can hit the 30 mark.
Woo!
Yeah, and then on
This is a
top of
bad
that,
bitch, and they already know it.
and then on top of that, like
Y'all ain't ready for me. Triple solar reserves and a pyro gale. I'll fucking hit the tornado and then
Yep.
whip it out like, let's go.
yeah, like
Y'all
and on
ain't
top of that,
ready.
like we don't even gotta play Acarize anymore. You can just play like a magazine perk. So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
this
gonna
is
be a
this
dirty
is gonna be
bitch.
fun.
And then of course the handling with fluted too. Like we don't have to play IL Garno rifling on this thing. So
Mhm.
like Whisper.
It's gonna be really interesting. The freaking the being able to smooth out that recoil on that freaking sniper rifle is gonna be freaking so damn good.
I'm just like vibing over here, like whisper, whisper, whisper,
Oh yeah,
whisper.
it
Like,
does have like 94 recoil direction already.
mhm. So that's definitely gonna be a bad thing. Now, 0 hour. Ladies and gentlemen,
Dude,
can we talk about some Briggs? Because I'm ready. I've been waiting. Like 0 hour was already a bitch to get through from jump. But these mugs that we putting in Briggs, it's on. Like,
Oh,
Not
let me
only
tell
that-
you. Before that, like I used to do the thing with just going there with straight out wrist runner. But now I'm about to change my plans. They got Briggs in there. Holy Jesus.
gonna be Rocket City like a mug, man. I tell you what, it's gonna be real
Yeah,
fun.
I won't lie. When I saw that one area and how concentrated it was with freaking mobs, I was like,
He's got pyro on the
forbearance,
brain.
and freaking Thunderlord. I was like, that's about the only thing I'm gonna freaking run through that damn area because Christ Almighty. But
yeah,
can I say that every single one of the veteran D2 players that played 0 hour, we all had that momentary flinch of PTSD when we saw it come running around the freaking corner?
I want that Trevor shirt, bro. Bungie needs to put that in the shop like ASAP. Like the fact that Trevor has a shirt, like a shirt design, and the minute you saw that thing come around the corner, I was like, oh no. And they were even like, hey man, y'all can eager edge if you want to, but you mess up and then your ass is grass. I was like, oh no.
I'm waiting to hear like you carrying somebody through and they get a greeting from Trevor of hi. New likes and player and fairly new players are gonna get their shit scared with Trevor.
That's gonna be real fun. Like there's already some like newer lights in the clan already, so it's gonna be like they trying to keep up with you. Like I already know people who struggle in lanterns and Crota, so y'all about to get a wake up call when Trevor comes around the corner. It's gonna be like, wait, crack, just death.
I mean, I feel like not only that, I don't know if you folks before you go inside that one room where you have to like do the puzzle on heroic, the floor is just like what's that mission? Seraph Shield, where if you step on the wrong area, you just get cooked.
Yup. I'm real excited for the fan blades because I was joking around with people in a Spire the Watch the other day. I was like, "Oh, you think these fan blades suck now? Wait till 0 hour comes back. You gonna be real upsetty spaghetti." It's gonna be real funny. So now I'm real excited because these mugs said, "Hey yo, rapid hit, rewind rounds, and a head seeker." Y'all think Outbreak's a sleeper pick for PvP right now? Wait till I get Head Seeker. I'm taking everybody out. I even put the meme on Twitter. I'm killing everybody, me included. Everybody dying. Like it's going down.
I ain't going to jail.
Like the amount of you gonna see Siva everywhere in the lobby. It's gonna be rough for y'all.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
the minute I get fucking Head Seeker, it's over.
Yep.
That
The
is
reason
go-
why I'm about to make multiple of them.
I'm about to make 2. I'm gonna have 1 for Rapid Hit for PvE, and then 1 with Head Seeker for PvP.
Rapid Hit.
But not because think about it, like if like we've been saying for the longest time that Outbreak is a great champion beast. So if you slap Rapid Hit on it, it's just like
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you now. I used to be a big proponent of Rapid Hit. Rewind rounds. Trust
You
me
think?
when I say
You think?
rewind. Okay, because remember, it activates when you empty the mag, and it's based upon hits. It doesn't matter if it's precision. It doesn't matter if it was body. Just on hits.
See,
And
I
trust me
always thought
and trust
Rewind
me-
loaded your reserves, not your mag.
Oh no. Okay, so like it's based on hits, but like it's like at a percentage. So it's like a percentage of how many hits that you got. And I think it really just all depends, because that's why I have like this personal thing. I don't know if I'm going to pick Rapid Hit or Rewind, but like Rapid Hit seems more of the play, but I do but it like Rewind rounds, like, you know, to like you can, like, you know, literally slay out on a high health target versus you absolutely reloading the living crap out of this weapon, which would be easy. So it's just kind of hard. Like they literally, in my personal opinion, literally stack packed Outbreak. And this is my theory. This is the reason why they let Whisper go first, because Outbreak is just
Outbreak about to come in with a hard swing here.
So here's a quick reminder for everybody for rewind rounds. Refill 70% of the number of hits landed, rounded up, into the magazine from reserves. Now remember, Outbreak is a kinetic, so it's got infinite ammo. So
that's
and it
just feeding you
requires
nonstop.
And it requires roughly 29% of magazine capacity for the refill to activate. Now, this is the other bit. Hits after triggering a refill do not count while rewind rounds buff is active. Now, that's usually up for about 1 to 2 seconds. On the case of Avalanche, and this is why I'm a big proponent, because I have rewind and target lock and rewind incandescent. With rewind, I can literally empty the mag. It will trigger a refill. I get roughly about close to half. By the time I get through that freaking 20-ish, the debuff will go off and it'll trigger it again. So by the time I'm done, I have roughly hit about 100 shots just with that LMG alone. Now, look at Outbreak Perfected. I want to say the magazine is roughly about 36-ish.
Hold on. I think you Foundry open in front of me. Oh, I did.
So if you're looking at 70%, that's roughly in the upper 20s as far as possibly getting ammo back. I mean,
Outbreak on base has 36 in the mag.
Yeah. So you're looking at about 27-ish as far as getting back. And it's going to take more than a second to freaking dump that 27. So remember when I mentioned earlier about the freaking Outbreak meta coming back? Okay, because anybody that fought Galron, you remember that.
See, it was funny because Cajun after the live stream called me, and he said that, and like we're gonna have an Outbreak meta. I'm like, boy, I ain't never left the Outbreak meta. I'm still the dude when we do a King's Fall with War Priest. I'm sitting here with Outbreak, an Apex Rocket with bait and switch and a fusion rifle. I'll be like, did it, and everyone's like, I'm out of ammo. I'm like, I'm not. I'm sitting here still going. Like we killing this motherfucker today. Like it's gonna be done. So it cracks me up when people are like, hey yo, well I don't got no ammo. I still got ammo for days, and I'm inflicting the plague on this thing. Like it's going down. So that's why I like if they're gonna let me put rapid hit or rewind on this thing, man, y'all ain't ready for the smoke. It's like the freaking the war priest is getting hit. Like that's why I'm saying everybody dying, me included. It's going down. Like, and the reason why I say me included is the minute this thing hits the PvP floor with Headseeker, man, y'all thought auto rifles were bad right now. It's gonna be bad as a motherfucker. You think your hand cannon's gonna have a chance? No, sir. It's gonna be
we're gonna have to talk about that because freaking they did some they announced some weapon balancing on Tuesday.
I gotta whip the twit back out of here because
I got it up trust me when I say that's got some concerning. But for a lot of people out there on the 9th, this has been a long time coming for a lot of people. We're finally going to be able to recustomize our characters, number 1, and 2, we're all getting a new name change, a free name change available. So I want y'all's to take on this. So when we were looking through my community, do y'all remember on the body type, was that like a specific body type for the gender of your character?
Yes.
Or was that okay, so it is like body 1 is probably male, body 2 is female. Is
Correct.
that done? Okay. So I have to correct myself on probably a post and say, hey, FYI, you'll be able to change your gender, which I think is great.
That's dope for a lot of people. Like I hope they leave that in case anyone ever wants to swap that. But here's my thing about that. I think people who are switching gender of your character for hitbox reasons, that's stupid. I think you should like they should have the same hit registration to a certain degree. Because I remember I think I was listening to Clyde's video and he was like, "Hey everybody, it's time to get rid of that clunky Titan and go to and get down to a slim down Titan." I'm like, no. We thick boys here. We put in work. Like the SNL did the song for a reason. We big boys.
Is there really a difference between the two?
Apparently, by the slimmest margin, and there's a difference, and it's so dumb.
Yeah, all my characters going the same.
I'm not changing that. Now, this is a message to the entirety of the Destiny community. People, please hear me. The days of Savathun's OnlyFans and 801's USB port have got to stop. Treat this name change as an opportunity to create an actual username. Like I remember reading the post and people were in the replies going, I can go back to being Savathun's bathwater and whatever the hell else. And I'm just like, why? Why do you want that? Why do you want to be known as something so dumb? Why? Like, I get it for Steam and PC players before the crossplay, you could change your name every 5 minutes, but like, I just don't get it. I think it's dumb. I think you don't have originality. You're following trends. You're trying to be funny, and it reeks of like the one kid in class that kept making too many jokes to the point that everyone got tired of him. And it just, it feels weird. Like I'm tired of the Morozov's OnlyFans and all this stuff. Like I need originality. I need originality from people. I need real usernames. Like, and this goes back to when I used to bitch about Apex people, where they would be where they wanted to have their own unique username. So they would have like XX Captain Booty XX because they didn't want to have freaking numbers in the thing. That was a whole trend for a couple of years where you saw like small X, big X name, like big X, small X. That way you could have the name you wanted. And I'm like, first of all, this is just stupid. Second of all, TGV people, no one thinks you're cute. No one thinks you're funny. Like YT people, same thing. No one's like even if someone comes over to your chat from like seeing you have TGV in your name, 9 times out of 10 that they're there to clown you because they think it's stupid that you put TGV in your name. And also like brand notoriety is a thing. Like if you're trying to be a content creator, you look real whack when you have TGV in your freaking name. Like you don't see Dado with TGV in his name. You don't see freaking you don't see Salta Grepo with TTV or YT in his name. No. Like I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but shit ain't been cute since the first time you thought of it. I'm sorry. Like I don't
And
know what to tell you.
the worst part about it is that shit. Damn it!
Bless you.
The worst time for a freaking sneeze. That shit came from freaking Call of Duty, and trust me, as someone who used to play Warzone when it first came out, and saw everybody jumping on that bandwagon, it's like I tried it once. It's like I felt the ick, and it was like, no. If I'm gonna freaking be known for streaming this or playing this, I want to be known for some reason, like either decent skill or the fact that I make funny content.
Exactly.
In which in Call of Duty, I'll be honest, you can't do both.
I mean, to a certain extent, you can, but like,
there's very few, and the only one I can think of is Timmy Two Cans. That dude's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so it's just it's a very big gamble, and like, I hope people grow up, have 5 brain cells, like it just like I need people to have a little bit of originality, maturity. Granted, like if you really want to be known as Hit the Gritty 5000, cool, that's fine. But I'm needing the 801s only fans and all this shit to stop. Like it's not cute. It never was cute. Like, it breaks my heart. Anyway, exciting that they're letting people change their character, especially because we have a good chunk of queer people in the community. I love that for them. They can do that instead of having to delete the whole character. Now,
Yeah,
the thing about oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm SabeTheBlade.
I mean, that's original. That's dope. That's original. You came up with that. Like,
oh yeah.
I spent time going through Name Checker to make sure no one had my name, or even when I was Panda the Paladin, I made sure no one had that shit.
Well, I used to be known as another person, but then Saber X10. But like I took the numbers on my name because I wanted to brand myself and I wanted to make a name that stand out for me, which I love Saber Two Tigers and all this stuff like that.
Nice.
This is like the simpler version. And then Blade is like I'm a Blade Dancer main. I love Blade stuff and I love Star stuff. And yeah, that's
Are you excited for Blade Dancer to come back?
In a way, yup. Sure is.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one thing with this upcoming update that I'm a little bit worried about. They're not only adding back in the Gift of the Thunder Gods, what they talked about last week, but also they're making the new light experience streamlined. But not really. The reason why I say not really is because what they're doing is they're saying, hey, if you don't want to go see Shahan and do the new light quest, you can just hop on this random ship and go to the tower and pick a subclass and go straight in. Now, the one thing that's been really nice is that when cheaters make Smurf accounts to keep doing cheater stuff in PvP, that was one safeguard, was you had to keep putting up with Shahan for a hot minute before you could roll back in and start cheating again. So I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that Bungie's like, hey, rather than fixing the new light experience, making a better story that isn't just recycled Omnigol, we're just gonna make it so you can skip it. And I'm like, what? Like, why not fix it? We've been saying for the longest time for us to fix that, and you're asking you to fix it, and your response is, we'll put in a fast forward button. Like, it feels very odd. It feels like a weird choice to me. I don't understand what the thought process is. Hell, one cool thing is that our freaking logo is the Cosmodrome satellite from the new light mission. So that's why I kind of still enjoy the Shahan thing, because motherfuckers could go see the satellite. But I don't know. I find it weird that granted, I will say, as a caveat, Bungie has said that with Tuesday, they are updating their TOS to ban third-party hardware like Zims and whatnot, which is cool.
From my understanding, that TOS change has gone into effect immediately.
So actually, you're correct. They have. They said we also updated our TOS to focus on matchmaking manipulation. Moving forward, intentionally manipulating matchmaking to gain an unfair advantage, whether using Smurf accounts or external third-party tools, will be a bannable offense. And they even explain what a Smurf account is, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Because when they made that announcement, when they put out that TWID, they did a ban wave. There were known limiters, like Gauss farmers that got hit with that ban wave, And it's another one of those, people, the people that were doing it are like, oh, this is an unjust ban. It's like, you've been doing something that has been looked down upon for such a long time, but only because it was in the PvE area you were doing it that people turned a blind eye. But now that Bungie has said that's
I hate that so much.
Yeah,
I freaking hate. My bad. I just despise
go
when
ahead,
people
go ahead.
use.
Go off,
Yeah,
King. Go off.
Yeah. I despise people who use that excuse all the time. For them to do stuff. Cause I had someone like that in like when I was doing VOG. He was playing like transversa steps, and I think he had a shotgun. And of course he did, net limber damage things.
It doesn't. It makes sense. Like I don't get why people like doing that shit. Like
it just burns me up whenever I hear tweets like that, and then like I'm just like, bro, just stop.
And what bothers me is
to me it's like you're trying to sit here and say that you're doing something good. How? You're showing people that, hey, if I effectively cheat, I can accomplish this instead of doing it the right way.
Exactly.
And it's like you're not showing that you have skill. You just have skill at cheating. And a discussion.
Exactly. And like what was really frustrating was I think and this goes into a really deep topic, and like Bungie even finally used the word in a sanctioned event of the stream. They mentioned shatter skating. If I had it my way, if I was a dev, I would find every way possible to take shatter skating and well skating out of the game, because that even feels like you're manipulating the game in a way that shouldn't be manipulated. I'll be the motherfucker to say it. Like I've been saying it for over the past 3 years that ever since that shit, or no, 2 years, that ever since that thing came out, that we need to eliminate that function. Not even like, I mean, what's funny was someone even came to my chat one time and was like, "Oh, you're just mad that Titans can't do it." I'm like, no, I even know how to do it on well in Hunter. I choose not to, because it feels like we're manipulating mechanics that shouldn't be manipulated. Case in point, Spire the Watcher. When Spire the Watcher came out, not even 15 minutes into the thing existing, somebody bunny hopped with stompies up to on top of the rocks and shatter skated into a wall and fell through the first encounter. And I'm like, you just defeated the entire purpose of the thing. Like, well, Bungie should do a better job of making their maps and whatnot. Maybe they didn't think you were gonna fucking jump on top of here and do this shit. Ever think of that? Like, it just. Yeah. It's like that's why when people like try to like justify shatter skating and well skating to me, they're like, oh, you just don't like having fun. No, like the game to work the way it's supposed to. Like I think the one time I went out of the map one time was just because I heard about a skip and presage. I did it one time, got stuck, and never wanted to do it again because it felt wrong. And it was just like, I'm never doing this shit again. Like, this feels weird and not what we're supposed to be doing. But in general, I'm excited that Bungie is addressing the third-party problem. But at the same time, I need Bungie to take a more active role when it comes to cheaters, particularly when it comes to PC. Because I've taken a few steps into PC, whether it be playing console and stepping into PC lobbies, or playing on my computer when I'm off stream. And PvP is ridden with cheaters. Like, I remember I still have the clip where I did one trials card in PC lobbies, and a dude just walked up to me and the dude I was playing with, and when he would kill us with a auto rifle, it would say killed by laser beam, because you would be killed so fast. And I see Jake's streams, I see other people's streams, and I'm just like, wow, maybe Bungie should address this. And they're still just like not addressing it. Granted, excuse me, you don't want to give the cheaters like information as to what like you're doing, but maybe a system that's better than what we currently have, i.e. the current report system that's horribly flawed, doesn't always work properly the way it's supposed to. You're constantly kicked out of it the minute, like while you're in it during a match, whether like because the minute like say a round finishes and you're trying to report somebody, Like every time it goes from stat screen to next instance and respawning, you're kicked out of the report screen so much. It makes you go forget it and not even report sometimes because the hassle is so ridiculous. So I think Bungie needs to take if they're going to be making these changes, they need to take a new stance on when it comes to their report system and make it more in depth. Hell, the hate speech in their game is still on the freaking rise. People are constantly having to deal with shit. So I genuinely think Bungie needs to take a look at that.
And I'm also gonna be one of those people to jump on this bandwagon. Bungie needs to do something about some of these players' names. Like, I'm not joking. There is a clan that's run by one individual, and this individual, almost every single alt that he has in this clan is some form of hate speech and slur. This person is taking some of these alts, randomly joining other content creators' fire teams and spamming their chat with slurs. And before they even realize what's going on, he's already left the party. And it's like, Bungie, I know myself and several others have reported this individual. And when I tell you, this dude gloats on freaking Twitter that he's doing this shit, it's like, Bungie, we have pointed this guy out to you. And there's others like him. Why are they still in your game? Why have you not taken that step to say, you know what? Shut him down, full hardware, full IP ban, full VAC ban, the whole shebang. Seriously, it's not that freaking difficult. Why are you dragging this on?
I saw a dude's name earlier in Iron Banner today that was InfoWars High Wizard. And I was like, yo,
Jesus,
why is this a thing? Why are we allowing this? Like, it just it baffles me. Or like, even when you get like hate mail, like there should just be an automatic ban. Hate speech. The minute you have evidence of it, whether it be a name, whether it be a clan name, whether it be a message, the minute you detect it, you're out. There should be no, like, I hate to, this is like twice now that I've referenced this. I have to give props to fucking Blizzard, and I hate doing that. The fact that Blizzard with Overwatch has done better work when it comes to policing their community than Bungie is sad. Because Blizzard's track record with respecting minorities and women is a lot worse when it comes to things. So the fact that their hate speech policy is better than y'all's is a little concerning. Especially when y'all are both out here saying, hey, yo, we got black folks, we got queer folks, we got Asian folks, we got everybody in here having a good time. And then you can't even protect them. Seems kind of suspicious. Just saying. Save anything to add?
For the
when it comes to like crappy people in the game, but also like hoping cheating and stops and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I just hope I just hope all that stuff stops because a lot of the especially the PvP community, man, they go through it. They go through with all these cheaters. I mean, like, I guess all I can say right now, I just hope that it just gets dealt with in a way, because, like, you know, they've been dealing with them for so long, more than the PvE side of things. But like, I just hope, because I know that I mean, at least in these days, I know these people literally make a whole lot of money from cheating. Like, it's just a sad reality, and I wish, you know, it would get fixed soon. So that's all I have to say. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So the thing that I also wanted to address when it comes to this is Bungie has said when it comes to Tuesday. Actually, no. I'll wait on that one. PvP strike team. Cajun, I want you to lead on this one. Let's break this down.
All right. So
go ahead.
All right. So basically, first off, we got they're making changes to the competitive playlist. You know, we've got that they're removing survival and countdown rush and placing it with 3v3 clash and collision. And for Collision, we've changed some zone placements on maps like Dead Cliffs, Vostok, based on feedback from labs. For Clash, we'll also be swapping the ammo meter system for the ammo crate system. And then
they're doing it for trials. And
then they're doing trials. And now for trials, they're doing experiments. So for 1 week, they will have an unrestricted. So basically, each spawn point will have an ammo crate, and then there will be 2 other ammo crates in neutral areas for the teams to contest. Now, from my understanding, during that week, special ammo will drop on death if they're killed, and I think when you go into the next round, you won't have it.
Correct. Yes.
Now, for the second week, it'll be restricted. 1 ammo crate, both spawns, drop on death, but will not drop the brick. But if you survive, you will keep that ammo on the next round.
Correct. So why?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like
Make that 3.
Okay,
like the reason
is it just me? Is it just me, or does the ammo the ammo meter feel like a good setup?
It's perfect
for the ammo economy.
It's perfect.
It feels like right now in Iron Banner, it feels good. Now, do I believe that there are some weapons that need a little bit more ammo? Okay, and I'm gonna get hate for this.
Let's go.
The toaster, Jotun.
Don't do this, Cajun.
Look, I got a little bit toxic. Because I had a 6-stack come up my freaking rectum. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be that individual. I pulled out the freaking toaster, and on the freaking meter fill, it only gave me 1. What am I supposed to do with that, Bungie? 1? Seriously?
See, I thought it was going to be the reverse, that you wanted to nerf Jotun. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. We need to talk about this, because I love Jotun. I was like, wait a minute. But here's my issue with the ammo system. Didn't I warn y'all about 5-6 episodes ago when Bungie first pitched this, that literally Bungie said in the twin, if y'all aren't happy with the meter, we're going to crates and we're throwing our hands up in the air? Didn't I warn y'all? Because I said that. I said, y'all need to be okay with this meter system, because it's actually really good in checkmate. It's balanced. It makes it so you can't just run around every round unrestricted with fusion rifles and shotguns and snipers. You can't just live and breathe by those weapons. They are special for a reason. They are made to where you have to literally go get the reward of using them.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It makes sense that you have to work up to it. Granted, they were generous. They said off rip, you get 2 kills worth of ammo. Even if you die, you don't lose it, which I thought was fair. Because there's some rounds where you just get took out and you can't respond, especially pre this update. You would get taken out by a sniper and just lose your special, and you have no way to respond after that. And that would suck. So I think this was very fair of them. And granted, could we discuss maybe increasing the damage meter somewhat or decreasing it, vice versa? We could have that conversation. But because all y'all in the forums and the Reddit bitched so much about this, Bungie is throwing their hands up and just saying crates. And for anybody that did the Crucible Labs for Collision, crates suck. Because all people do is gatekeep the crates so they can sit there with fusion rifles and what have you and just keep beaming you so you can't get to them. This is not going to be healthy. This is not going to be good for anybody. And I tried to warn y'all. I feel like every fucking week I'm the dude from Astronomy Club just going, I tried to tell y'all. I sent 575 emails. And nobody wants to listen. I tried to warn you this was going to happen, and nobody listened. And it's going to get to a point here in a minute where Bungie throws their hands up and says, cool, y'all want unrestricted special ammo? Like, they might even go back to the original system and just say, fuck it, we tried. We tried to fix it. We tried to make y'all happy, and then y'all kept bitching. And the fucking dude on YouTube that bitched about how he can't have his double grenade launcher build is gonna be back to happy again, because that was a dumb video. The dude who was like, "Oh, I can't run fighting lion in a grenade launcher at the same time anymore. My world is ruined." And I'm like, shut up. Like,
yeah.
It's bothersome, because I remember when Farron was on the show, he talked about the fact that, like, literally there was a dude who he looked up who had like 23,000 fusion rifle kills, but then like no primary in his inventory came close to matching those numbers. That's not healthy. That shows you have no skill beyond one weapon type. You're not able to function with primary ammo, and you need to learn how to pick up a gun. And it's frustrating. Granted, can we talk about how, like, we can have a conversation about how some people aren't happy about the auto rifle meta, some people want to go back to hand cannons. We can have that conversation. But the fact that people are bitching so much about this meter, when the meter's actually pretty balanced, you don't lose ammo, I think it's a great thing. That's where I believe that.
So, I just want to touch on, okay, as someone who's been freaking playing PvP this past week, I want to touch on the auto rifle meta right now. So, to be honest, yes, there are a couple of, once again, we got a couple of outliers. We definitely have a particular archetype or frame type that is exceedingly well. Bungie needs to address that, absolutely, but it's not a case of it's always going to be this one weapon type, because depending upon the map, and y'all know what I'm talking about, depending upon the map, depending upon the lanes, yeah, Pulse or Scout can freaking do better than a freaking AR. Okay?
That's a conversation right there. The fact that, like, we just had that weekend of multiplex and all people did was bitch. Yeah, that's a conversation.
To be honest, I like the fact that Bungie is bringing in more maps that have different play styles. And it's going to force you not to stick to the same freaking weapon type, the same freaking loadout every freaking map. It should not be the case.
Exactly.
Okay, you should have to be like, you look at the map, be like, oh, I got to change this up. I got to switch this out because this is going to do better on this map, or this is going to fit my playstyle on this map. It should not, and I'm going to say this, it should not always be a fucking hand cannon meta.
Agree. Literally, people have been saying nonstop, either in my chat or like in my comments. People are like, "Yo, all like hand cannons don't feel good anymore." Maybe they shouldn't. Maybe we should be in a healthy place where there's some, like, if you look at Trials Report right now, we've had some pretty good synergy of, like, there's scout rifles, there's pulse rifles, there's auto rifles, there's SMGs, there's hand cannons, and it's felt good. And it's like, wow. You need skill to use your hand cannon. You just can't 3-tap for free anymore. I think that's a good thing. I think you should actually have skill when it comes to using your weapon. But then people are like, oh, it takes no skill to use an auto rifle. Like, I'm sorry. I truly feel that it takes no skill to use an auto rifle. And all these people who are beaming me with auto rifles need to just learn how to use other weapons. Well, the whole point of these changes was for you to learn how to use other weapons too. So why don't we actually diversify a little bit here?
I agree.
Save your thoughts.
And
First of all, I do not agree with the first 2 weekends, but I understand they want to test it in trials for whatever reason. And I will be the person that will be hated here is that anybody who hates the meter system are people who don't use their primary. And the reason why I say that is because, like, I love the forgiveness of the meter is like you get kills and you get rewarded. Simple as that. If and this whole past year, before this meter system came out, there are just people who just can only use their special, rather if it be freaking conditional, wherever it be the toaster or on PC. We have Forerunner actually, which I didn't hear y'all even say, but Forerunner's
only been a menace the past few weeks, in my opinion. That thing's become a
well, I got you, but that thing can two head one body. Like, that thing time to kill is insane.
As someone who freaking tried using Forerunner in PvP, I'm gonna say that does take a little bit of freaking skill.
Just a
That's not
little
something
bit, yeah.
that's not something that any Joe Schmo can just, pick up, grab, and just go pop,
Ooh.
pop, and just run around. No, there's some people that freaking that they're skilled with that damn thing. But yeah, that sucker is deadly in PvP in the right hands.
Yeah, you right.
Nah, it's
I will say Bungie making the adjustment where they said, "Hey, we'll be a little bit more forgiving if you swap to a different special weapon." I think that's fair. If you swap to a weapon of the same archetype, you should be able to have at least like one bullet of that, because that's not fair. If you swap from, say, a conditional to a fusion, or vice versa, or like to a sniper rifle, it kind of sucks when you just lose all your special. So I'm glad they're willing to meet people in the middle like that. However, there's been some glitches with this system in general where people figured out that if you wear reserve mods, and like it'll circumvent the meter system and give you like double the ammo or infinite ammo, and that's been kind of sketch. So we'll see what happens, in my opinion.
I would like to add to I can promise you these next 2 weeks of trials there will be no primary shooting based on how much all this ammo that we do get. I can and especially of course my favorite subclass to fight again, Bubble Titans. Oh, they just gonna just put walls over it just to get ammo. And will not move. And I mean, granted, like
granted, bubble shields are like next to easy as hell to break, so it'll be pretty easy to get past it. But I see your point.
Well, yeah, but that's if you switch to conditional or even having servers, and of course, the no swap thing. Like, I can't go and switch to my Forerunner to a servers because I also lose my ability too. So I have to play. So when I'm playing against that type of team, it's either I just have conditional and hope the world I actually hit them with it, or B, play a kinetic weapon versus them and then switch the servers in that same slot. So like I like use Hawk Moon myself, and then I will have to switch the servers in case they do hit their bubble. So that's my gripe. So
that's valid. Did you get the really busted Hawk Moon that Zert was selling last week?
Yeah, I did. But
so
yeah, it is.
I'm gonna throw this out there. And,
all right, let's cook. Get spicy on occasion.
So there are very few times I will give credit where credit's due when it comes to Call of Duty and their devs, and especially in the competitive scene. And I think this is one of those times where, when it comes to like trials and competitive, and even PvP in general, Bungie needs to find a way to address freaking well as freaking bubble. And especially with the high usage, I'm going to say with the high usage rate, I'd almost be inclined to say that freaking Bungie might want to look at a GA for freaking PvP and in the competitive and trials, and just be like, you know what, for 1 week, here's a GA agreement, gentleman's agreement, where basically no bubble. We're going to see how trials works to see if, hey, is it a case of we need to increase the freaking timer more on these two freaking supers?
I'm gonna break your whole problem here. It's real simple. There's 2 fixes to solve this problem, because I'm gonna be real honest, Cajun. The problem isn't bubble, and the problem isn't well. There's 2 issues here. The only reason why people are using bubble and well, and I said it on my one video, the reason why well lock is so dominant, despite other things on Warlock being real busted, i.e. stasis lock and void lock, is because people are being pigeonholed into using it. Same thing with bubble. If people notice, Bungie has nerfed every other Titan subclass into the dirt because of complaints, whether it be last year with Arc Titan. Bungie have made Arc Titan be this great thing for PvP and made it specifically be for PvP, and because everyone hopped on the bandwagon, Bungie nerfed it into the ground. Same thing with Solar. Solar got everything taken off of it, now it's just a healing machine, no one wants to use it. So it's just there. Stasis and Strand have super low usage rates. Bubble is only being used because of Dominion. That's why it's being pigeonholed for Warlock and Titan to use those things. So there's two ways to fix this. Either A, we just go back to elimination, and call it a day, and increase the timer for the zone, where like it's like almost 5 minutes almost, which that sounds ridiculous, but at the same time, it's like if you really want to stop zone problems, there you go. Or we get rid of the super tier system, or at the very least, lower the tick rate the tier system a little bit for things for like for hunter supers, because if you look at the tier system,
yep,
almost every hunter super has been lowered almost to where they're attainable before Bubble and Well to combat Bubble and Well. Things like Tether, things like Blade Barrage and Silence and Squall. Because Bungie knows 9 times out of 10 hunters are skilled enough where they're going to be able to get their supers fairly quickly to combat the Bubble and the Well. But if you have a high skill team, bubbles are going to get there first. So that's the issue at hand, is we need to drop those supers a little bit or just eliminate the tier system. I think they should just eliminate the tier system in general, because if you eliminate the tier system, you will see things like Bulk Titan come back into being usable, because they've made Big Hammer Titan actually be able to combat bubbles and wells. You would see more variety with everybody if you just either get rid of Dominion or you just let the tier system cut loose. Because then if you let the tier system cut loose, Bungie has to then address the problem of every roaming super in the game suck. Except for like I think the hunter ones, every roaming in the stasis the stasis warlock and Dawnblade, every Titan roaming super sucks. Like you try to put on Sentinel Shield, you're just dead. Like you can't do nothing. Sentinel Shield Titans are gonna die. Fists of Havoc can be kind of spicy with the initial slam, but other than that, 9 times out of 10 you're cooked. Hammer Titan has to combat certain things, especially health, and the fact that you have like no restoration unless you throw a sunspot on the ground. Big Hammer Titan can do some cool tricks from behind walls and whatnot, but that's debatable. It really feels like every hunter super is in a position to combat Bubble and Well, but all we need to do is just eliminate Dominion, because I thought Dominion was cool on RIP. I thought it was cool, objective. It stops people from just doing elimination and going for kills, because there's some rounds, especially when Multiplex was here, I would let Huey and Dewey go downfield, and me as Louie would go down to the point and go cap point while they're messing around up top. So Dominion can be kind of spicy occasionally when people don't pay attention to the point. But the real issue at hand is the fact that we need to get rid of Dominion, because nobody cares about Dominion as much as I care about it. Nobody else cares about it because as I've been complaining all week about Tribute, PvP players are liars. They say, "Oh, we want more modes, we want more things to do in PvP." No, you don't. All you want to do is run around and clash. All you want to do is run around and clash and rumble and elimination and shoot each other. You don't want freaking new game modes. You don't want new game modes, because the minute Bungie gave you a new game mode in Tribute, you freaking bitched about it. No one wants to fucking play Tribute. They're playing in Control. And even in Control, they don't freaking capture the points. They just run around like chickens with their head cut off and shoot people. So it's like, why are we even having this, like the issue of Dominion anymore? Dominion was fun for a hot minute. We just need to go back to elimination. And that went or cut the supers loose. Let every super be in play. I know Farron was a little worried about Dawnblade meta coming back, but like at the end of the day, we just need to let all the supers cut loose. I said it, because that way we can address the weaknesses like Sentinel Shield and all the roaming supers being ass, and we can fix it.
And see, I agree with that. I agree with that. By removing the freaking tier system, you're gonna see more supers, and especially less people willing to use freaking bubble and freaking well at that point, because now you got a way of combating it. It's like, oh yeah, you just pop well. Guess what? I've got my super. Do you really want to sit there for that freaking time frame and hope pray to dear God that either A, my other teammate doesn't freaking just start chiming in, shooting at you while I'm freaking hitting you with what I've got, or are you going to try and retaliate with an actual decent super? You know,
and the thing about it is my fear with them messing with bubble. Oh, go ahead.
And to address what Jess said, asked, if they have a problem with well and bubble, why not make them behave differently in PvP and PvE? I agree with that as well. But back to what I was saying before with the GA agreement, that was only going to be a PvP thing. That's why I was saying for trials, a GA agreement for a week just to test things. Because shoot, if they're willing to test out freaking, ammo crates, what's the harm in, saying, oh, hey, for 1 week, we're going to disable just in trials, these 2 supers. We want to see some things.
I'll tell you what, if they disable Dominion and go back to elimination, you'll see not only trials numbers go up, you'll see the trial stats fluctuate. You'll see a diversity of the system, because we've already seen, especially with Precious Scars getting the buff that it got, you're seeing more Solar Titans kind of like have a little bit more flavor especially with 6s. So yeah. I would be very interested to see what happens if we eliminate Dominion. I think Dominion would fix the problem. If we just got rid of that and just been done. Because I think if people just constantly go nerf bubble, nerf well, bubble isn't the problem. Player behavior is the problem, because 9 times out of 10, if you throw a barricade into a bubble, the other Titan's going to be a dumbass punch through it, and you can get them one shot and punch them in the face. Or conditional is high meta because it deals with bubble them well. Or Wither Horde is a great way to pressure someone out of a bubble. Or using your melee abilities or your other supers are great ways to push people out of bubbles. So there's enough at play where they can be dealt with. It's just people would want the easy fix. Like Diva says when he's here, he's the path of least resistance. People want the path of least resistance and not have to change their behavior. What do you think?
But yeah, I still, only thing I can say is that I still they are nerfing them close to final shape. So I just hope that they're still viable. But to be frank, matches are win or loss based on who get well or bubble first. And I kind of like stand like 10 toes down with it. It's like again, unless you have the weapons I described, which is conditional and service +1, or in that case Quicksilver Storm, which is now getting now I don't even think it's gonna break a well after its nerf. So I
don't know why they're nerfing that damn thing.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk about too, because
I think we all wanted to talk about this.
It's just because like up until like, I'm glad that Bungie started buffing these primaries, and I remember I started loving Quicksilver early on because of that. I guess I understand they where they're coming from in a way, but like there are so many other weapons that just, I don't know why they even want to do this. So like I want to like think smart and just say like it was just like an uncalled for nerf in my opinion. So
right. And so because Bungie said this way, they were like, hey, we think that Quicksilver has been top dog for too long, so we think we need to nerf it. And here's the problem with that statement. I've talked about it before. We need to stop thinking of what needs to be nerfed and start thinking of what needs to be buffed. And I know Bungie is worried about power creep, especially with things like Mountaintop coming back. But let's actually look at the primary slot right now. Like, I have my dim open. If you like, Malfeasance is kind of hot with only one class, Lucky Pants Hunters, and even then it's decent. Monte Carlo has seen a bit of an uptick because of like the catalyst, but even then it's not like you're gonna go into a GM with it. It's decent. Verglaw Curve, I've said for the longest time, Verglaw Curve needs a damage buff, because yes, is it fun? Does it synergize with some things in low level play? Yes, but that bow would be so great if it got a damage buff. If it was able to contend with things in high level content. Right there, that's a perfect example of something that needs a buff.
I think they just need to just crap that. I just think they just need to creep shatter damage just a bit more, not because of a fragment either. Like that's my honest opinion.
I can agree with that. And like, there are certain things, like I think Arbalest should go back to doing the same amount of damage that it was doing before, because that way you would see people using things like Arbalest in endgame content again instead of using Wishender. Because I know Bungie is getting real close to nerfing Wishender. I know no one wants to hear that, but like, it's gonna happen sooner or later. Bungie's gonna nerf it, and it's gonna be like, I tried to tell you.
I mean, it did get that back end PvP nerf, so.
Yeah, thankfully, but like it's still kind of a menace because it can still one shot in certain circumstances. And like I'm sitting here, I'm gonna be the person to say I'm waiting for Bungie to piss off every PVE main, like the world's first raiders. I think like I'm gonna wait for them patch notes for Final Shape, but I think an Izzy nerf is coming. I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like an Izzy nerf is coming.
I'm gonna tell you right now that they would lose their
literally. I think that they don't want the witness getting his brains blown out. I think, but Bungie's getting real worried about that world's first raid, and they're gonna be like, maybe we should like nerf hone.
You know what? People gonna also hate me for this. I hate when they focus on nerfs, but if there were one thing that they really want to focus on in Final Shape, it will be Banner of War. I hate to tell you.
So here's my controversial opinion about that. I've been holding on to this one for a minute. I think the issue isn't Banner of War. I think the issue is how the way Bungie has structured certain things to synergize. Because I think Banner of War is good for like lower skill players. But the thing is, if you go into a GM, Banner of War is easy for you to get clipped real quick. It doesn't matter what's going on. Banner of War's regeneration can't save you in every circumstance. I ran Banner of War in the corrupted GM a few weeks ago. And like there would be times where I was either critical health or dead, and Banner of War couldn't save me. Even when I had ×4. So yes, is Banner of War concerning from a like high tier raid standpoint, yeah, or like soloing dungeons to a certain degree, yeah, but it takes top tier skill, like top 1 to 3% to really push Banner of War to its full power. So I think Bungie, and Blackburn even said, when he was doing streams for a hot minute, that they weren't really worried about Banner of War that much because Banner of War isn't really a priority for them. So I think Bungie is in the right there where they're like, hey, we really don't want to mess this up because it's kind of already in a healthy place. And if we nerf it too much, it's going to be like, well, we made this whole thing to give Titans healing and let them have more access to certain things like swords and whatnot. And then we just nerfed it and now it's not usable. And I think that's the big problem is Bungie keeps trying to examine nerfing things and not actually buffing other things. Like, do you know what I would love to do? I would love to go into a GM with Doomfang Pauldrons and just throw shields at things. I would love that, but I can't because how weak Doomfang Pauldrons are. Like, I would love if Bastion came back in a big way in PvE at the very least and was able to be a monster. You know what? I would love if Bad Juju came back and was able to be used in PvE, but it can't. So it's like, that's what I'm saying is that certain weapons just need to get re-examined rather than Bungie just going, we're going to nerf it. Just nerf it. I'm tired of that.
Yeah. The way that they went with this freaking nerf for Quicksilver Storm is just like, it felt like the classic Bungie knee-jerk reaction. Like for a while, Bungie's been like really good and subtle with some of the nerfs and changes. But then like in some cases, they're like let's take Yahamkar Spine. It's like they addressed one thing in PvP, but now it's affected it in PvP to where it's not even worth using for the most part, because then they buffed Shards of Galanor and brought it back to the freaking usage that it was having a long time ago to where you're getting your super back freaking quick in heavy freaking ad, or even on a boss fight. If you can hit every single blade, you got 50% back.
You know what I wish? I wish if Ursa got its fucking stuff back like that. If Ursa came back in a bit.
According to the freaking because I was looking into that, because I was sitting here making builds for Onslaught. And I was looking through, I was like, what are like either good freaking orb generation, what's good super return, what's going to be supportive of my teammates, at the same time, what's going to help out with DPS, and for ad clear. So looking at all of them, and when it came to the Void for Titan, as much as I love Second Chance, it really doesn't do anything for either of the supers. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, and I went and looked back at Ursa Furiosa. Now, the only thing it does is it makes you move faster with the freaking when you got the shield up, and at the same time, it grants weapon damage increase to your teammates that are shooting through the shield. But as you're receiving damage, it refills your super meter back on return, and it also generates orbs. So that right there in and out of itself, let's say you've got a Tether Hunter, or you've got a freaking Well Lock, Phoenix Protocol. Y'all are going to be chaining supers nonstop with a good ad density.
So I worry about them.
I think if they tweak Ursa just a little bit more, you'd probably see it get a lot more usage than what it does now.
I remember there was a time before they put the 50% thing on like every super regen exotic, where I could run into a disgraced GM with 2 Chaos Reach Warlocks and a Ursa Titan and just have fun. Not be busted, just have fun.
Right.
And it's like, I think Bungie needs to re-examine what the fun factor is for certain things. Because, like, look at an exotic like Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Throw 1 Nova Bomb, get 50% back, and then nothing else. Wouldn't it be real cool if you could just chain Nova Bombs in PvE and have a fun time? Like, don't make Nova Bombs have, like, a ton of damage, mind you, more than they already do. Just be like, hey, yo, Nova Bomb, if you kill a champion, 60% back. Kill like a tormentor, 75%. Like, just change things up and make things worth running. Because I can't remember the last time anybody wanted to run Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Like, I would love to be like, there's so much damage you get in certain GMs that Ursa should be able to get its whole shield back almost immediately. I remember I used to run Glasswave and have just back-to-back shields. I can't do that no more. Why? Why can't I do as much damage as you take in freaking Glassway as a GM? Why can't I have multiple shields back-to-back? I would love that. Sabe, what do you think?
As a person that just runs like randomly loadout stuff in GMs, because that's what I mainly do. I would say I think it's more of like the what is it, like the surge modifiers that they make you plant, and artifact mods that like make you play to a certain element or play style each season. I don't want to necessarily say a build is not strong because of what they can do. Because like, for example, just like you said, like what is this exotic Titan one, Second Chance, although it doesn't do as much you say it does weaken.
True.
So you don't have to play stuff like Undermining, I understand it. Doomfangs, that example, I just hate that they changed it to make it where the melee kills give you the surge mod, so that you can't like play surges anymore and stuff. But that's my gripe. But other than that, I mean, I don't have really too much to say. Y'all pretty much nailed everything to the point. So,
all right, fair enough.
Yeah,
okay. So, I want to talk about the Iron Banner experience this weekend a little bit, because I touched on it a little bit, but I think Bungie needs to address a few things. I think Bungie needs to stick to their guns and eliminate control Iron Banner during weeks where it's a different mode. The reason why I say that is because the amount of hate that I saw in Bungie's replies when they were like, "Hey guys, how's Iron Banner going?" on Twitter, and people were just like crapping all over them. It's saying tribute is bad, take it out. Tribute is bad, take it out. I'm like, first of all, the only reason why you don't like tribute is the fact that it is the same reason y'all don't like Gambit. Y'all don't like playing objective. Y'all like being the 15 boat Marties, sitting there not dunking your boats and just sitting there not doing your job. And it's cool if you want to play Clash. Go wait for Clash to rotate in. Go play Rumble. Go do that. Iron Banner is supposed to be a contest of ages, a contest to show who's the best dog in the fight. And the whole point of why Bungie has been rotating modes and trying new things is because they added in the lore that Kaido is working with Saladin to change up the dynamics and make it more of a contest, more of a show of strength. And yet people are like, I don't like this mode. When all we heard for the longest time from the PvP community was Bungie needs to add new game modes. Bungie gives you what you wanted. I don't like this. Like, if I was a Bungie dev, I'd be ready to freaking shake people by the shoulders and be like, I feel like Ryan Gosling. Well, what do you want? Like, what do you want here? If you're just gonna be like constantly crapping on Bungie, constantly doing this, but that Bungie does what you say that you want, and then you're just like, nah, I don't want it. Like, I'd hate to be a Bungie dev, bro. I like it makes me irritated for them because people want to do that. It frustrates me because truthfully, all week in Iron Banner, I've been running tribute. People would wander around like they don't know how to read the description of the mode. People just don't pay attention and treat it like Clash and hold your moats or your crests, whatever they're called, and then don't use them. And then I'm running around like a bad bitch getting top of the leaderboard because I play the objective. And it's like, I don't know what to tell y'all. I did what I was supposed to do. And it's just like, y'all acted like y'all wanted this. And I constantly feel like Shia LaBeouf just going, you wanted this, right? You wanted a new game mode? Like, why are you bitching? It doesn't make sense to me. And it makes me wonder how Bungie can ever win when it comes to the community when people are constantly going, why? Like, to the answer to the question they already have of, you asked for this. Yeah, that's where
Sabe, I'll let you chime in first.
Me, I actually been playing tribute. I don't know. I must be like in like the minority whenever like, unless like, oh, because like the first iteration of tribute, I just did not like because whenever you had a bunch of emotes, you was targeted. Like you had a big old X. That your enemy team that could see behind the walls, and that's I remember that weekend so vividly because I was playing on thing, I forgot what map, but every time I would have it, I had this big old X, and then like everybody, I mean the whole fire team could see me. They just sitting there with their their post rifles just ready to just beam the crap out of me, and I can never bank. I didn't enjoy it, so I just didn't play it. But now, they tweaked it. I started to enjoy it more because now you're not on the radar. And of course, I know people don't like the whole little Kaido stuff. But yeah, I had personally fun with it. I feel like my gripe with Iron Banner is the loot. The loot is good, but the how you get them was absolutely just not there. They need a way to build that loot, because I was talking to like my chat the other day about they should bring like the Iron Banner quest stuff back, but and the only reason why I feel like people hated that is because of the step to get heavy ammo, because like you need to get
burned the community with that one. That I will 100% agree with that one.
And it was funny because Cajun was like, "Hey yo, what's Archon's Thunder?" I'm like, "You don't remember Archon's Thunder, Cajun? You don't remember what people went through for that?"
Yeah, that was like, oh wait, I burned that out of my memory. I remember why.
I remember. I remember.
Pepperidge Farm.
And I
remembers.
remember them just always just like auto completing that until they just said F it, no more quests.
And like, I think they meant well, but the heavy economy system just doesn't work for certain things like that. Like, you tell people to get heavy kills in a system where the heavy it can be gate kept. That was a bad look, homie.
But I feel like I
Yep.
still do like the part where it says, "Hey, get killed with X weapon type or something," and then at the end you get the kill with the weapon that was available, just like that Archon Thunder. But bam, you get Archon Thunder, so that way you give people a streamline to get these weapons, other than relying on an engram that you get maybe like every game or two. And you don't, because like me, it took me almost a whole day to get one GL, which I got it.
Yeah.
And then okay, now I get to focus. Now this is feeling good, but I do feel like there should be a streamlined way to get these new weapons. In my opinion, so
So first off, I was talking to Jay about this the other day after a stream. So I've done 2 streams now of doing nothing but Iron Banner. First day on Tuesday. Oh shit, what day? But my days are all screwed up.
A day.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Thursday. Thursday it felt good. Now, first couple hours, because I'm early morning streamer, it was rough. But then in the other half of the stream, it felt good. The lobbies were smoothing out. It felt like more evenly matched. And it was good. Yesterday's, it felt sweaty from the word go all the way through. It was definitely a different vibe. But with yesterday's, it was the fact that I went almost an hour and a half before getting my first engram. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And almost when I brought it up in chat, I was like, this is one of those times where Bungie needs to have an outlier protection for loot, especially if you're playing a particular mode. Like in this case, you need to set up a system. 2 engrams for a win, 1 engram for a loss. And then whatever other extra loot you want to freaking smack in there. I don't give a shit if you give me Retrofurst from now until the end of the goddamn week, if that's the case. I still got an engram.
And also the problem is the armor sucks stat-wise, so you're sitting there having to like flip through the engrams nonstop, and it's like, am I gonna get a GL or a multi-mock or like what's going on here? I think the issue this week compared to other weeks was there was no rank track. Because I remember on Tuesday, I was already at rank 16 from last Iron Banner, so I did 2 matches to reset my rank, and there was just no multi-mock or Tusk of the Boar in the rank list. So there was no efficient way for people to go just like unlock the weapon to farm it. And it was just like, what's going on here, Bungie? Why are we having to play Russian roulette to unlock the weapon? Normally with Trials and Iron Banner, that's been like the one staple if they roll out new loot that it's in the track of the week. So it feels weird that they were just like, hey, have at it. Because even with Summoner and Prophet, they were like, hey, they're in the track, go get them kind of thing. And it, like in Trials, and it was just like, why is this where we're missing the mark? And I agree, occasionally you should be getting like, especially with how the rank system works, they need to, and if they're going to get rid of legendary shards here in a hot minute, they need to reevaluate how they dispense engrams. Because especially with things like Banshee, it is impossible to farm some of the weapon focusing at Banshee. Like, it takes you forever while dismantling weapons to rack up enough Banshee engrams. Like, unless you're just farming lost sectors, and that actually, ironically enough, gives you Banshee engrams, but not everyone knows that. Like, you should be able to like efficiently get through the pie pretty quickly when it comes to Banshee, let alone Saladin. So you should be able to stack up, especially with Saladin only being here every few weeks. You should be able to get engrams aplenty with Saladin. Hell, if I had my way, I've been saying for the longest time, Bungie, hear me, make Iron Banner great again. I hate having to use that rhetoric because fuck the orange man, but make Iron Banner be the prestigious mode Saladin talks about, where this was the contest of old. Make the joke from Solstice where like Saint's like, I thought it was my weekend, and Saladin's like, no, it's my week. Like make that be a thing. Make that be a real thing where it's like 1 weekend it's Saint, 1 week it's Osiris, and not Saint Osiris. 1 week it's Saint, 1 week it's Saladin, and you do actual Iron Banner where it's 6v6 Clash if you want to be Clash, and you say, hey, Adept Iron Banner weapons. Like, you know that scene from the Rise of Iron story mode where like Saladin has that whole ceremony where he deems you an Iron Lord? What if that's the version of the Lighthouse for Iron Banner, where if you get like a certain amount of wins or something similar or whatever the hell, you go to Fellwinter Peak and Saladin's like, here's some free loot, or like you could bring Equity back, or Efforty. You can bring Efforty back and have her do it. Like make Iron Banner be prestigious. Make it be a mode where people can actually feel like their time is worth it. Because truth be told, I think that people like don't take Iron Banner seriously, and it would be really cool if they were just like, hey yo, multi-mock Adept, freaking Reese Walker Adept. I would love that.
I will say I don't know about the lobbies that you've been playing in, but there are some people that take freaking IB way too goddamn seriously. Like, I'll put it like this: the freaking, I know when Iron Banner's around, Trials isn't out, but like some of y'all need to fucking relax and remember this is a goddamn game. Like, y'all take shit so seriously to where y'all running freaking hardcore Adept meta like nobody's fucking business, acting like, you know, flexing is like the biggest thing, you know, and you're the best thing since fucking sliced bread. It's like, nah, man.
Hey man, I'm toast. I got my toaster on lock.
It's like I play this shit to fucking chill and have a good time. And if you're sitting here, and I'm not talking about like, look, if you want to run meta, you run meta. Fucking, I don't give a shit. But like when you sit here and come into people's chats and the people, you know, people's DMs and are trying to shit on their fun, look, straight middle finger to you right here, right now. And I trust me when I say, if you were in real life doing that to me, oh, trust me, you'd be missing a few teeth. And FYI, I do look great in orange.
Dave, how you feel about Iron Banner as it currently stands with folks?
I mean, Iron Banner, I mean, it's like I said, it's 50-50, but I don't take it too seriously. I just, you know, I go in, hold W, and just vibe out, you know.
Man, so
sometimes my chat calls me cheating for beaming people with Necrochasm.
Oh, Necrochasm. Ooh, that's a dirty girl right there.
You know what? I've been thinking about giving Necrochasm a freaking shot, and it's like, oof.
Hey, if you can hit your headshots, Necrochasm's a dirty girl. She put in work.
I'll put it like this: a lot of people are trying to sell me on positive outlook.
Oh yeah, no, like that's one reason that I've actually been taking some time to run some strikes to get some engrams, because I want to get up a good positive outlook. That's one thing.
Oh yes, that thing is nasty. That's and sometimes I have my my summoner I've been enjoying.
I might record some B-roll after the show for that and just grind that thing.
Yeah, that guns a real deal. I mean, I know that 450s are popular, but yeah, that damage getting nerfed anyway. But
I mean, it'll still be kind of hot. It'll cook. It'll cook the way.
I mean, the gun's gonna have enhanced perks either way. So,
I mean, if you get kill clip on a fucking positive outlook, it has a 0.67 TTK. So that's a bad girl.
Oh yeah. People just go away. Yeah, that gun in general.
Just go away. If it has double golden tricorn, it has a 0.53 TTK. That's terrifying.
Wait.
You wanna know what's dirty? that I did one time is that like in tribute, I did it in tribute. So I literally just go kill one of the turrets to tricorn, and I just go using the ability on another turret just to shoot somebody with the with the tricorn X2.
Hey, yo, someone in chat said Edge Transit's gonna be the Iron Banner meta. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Edge Transit.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go.
dude, Edge Transit's about to be freaking DPS
Oh
meta.
no, this
Oh
man.
yeah. Now I do find it funny though. I'll say it till the cows come home. I think it's real funny that Bungie was like, "Hey yo, we're gonna buff GLs," and everyone's like, "Go get a cataphract! Go get a cataphract!" And I'm like, I already have my adept cataphract with envious bait and switch. I don't need to go do that. But then they're like, "Hey yo, Edge Transit's gonna be the hottest shit ever," and I'm like, "Is it, Bungie? Is it like if Tuesday come whenever like is Edge Transit one of the first weapons? I think I think it is.
Yes.
Like when Tuesday comes and Edge Transit doesn't hit as hard as Bungie's making it out to be, I'm gonna be looking like, Bungie, that cataphract's looking real nice about now, ain't it? Like you played these day one raiders like a bug,
Dude, even if it doesn't hit as hard as freaking cataphract, I mean, look at freaking the Strand GL out of freaking Root of Nightmare. That with the right situation, because it's surrounded, it hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the freaking Edge Transit's going to be coming with bait and switch. That right there, fuck, that's looking good.
That look like the good old dethrone of cattle. I mean, not really dethrone in a way, but who got it can get enhanced.
No, yeah, it can be enhanced too.
It can be enhanced, and then I don't know how like versed y'all folks are when it comes down to I guess the double call on what's to come, but obviously Fox has been around about Envious and Cascade Point. Definitely making this gun even more just dang, bro,
that's a bad bitch right there.
Yep, and all you gotta do is I wouldn't even call it suffering onslaught. Just go do some waves, and you get quite literally the best GL in the game at this point.
Onslaught's gonna be a lot of fucking fun, dog. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Onslaught's gonna be one of the best times we've had in a long time when it comes to
and that's why a lot of the stuff that's out too, of course we all hate time gates and stuff like that. I know I do myself, but with the amount of stuff that's going that we're going to be doing in free content, by the way, because I always have to iterate that this is all free. They said that the loot rain is kind of seasonal opulence. I'm just waiting to see if they hold on to that, because I value those words seriously, as in me grinding the crap out of opulence back in those days. So
they just bring it back with a vengeance. It's gonna be real funny. So we shall see, most definitely with that. So that was pretty much the entirety of the week. Cajun, did I miss anything?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. With the exception of Onslaught. Yeah, speaking of Onslaught, the first 3 teams that completed on difficulty, all 50 waves, is going to get a 7-inch mini helm display, which I think is pretty badass.
I thought that was kind of cool. That was a cool little gesture to do for the community.
Oh, Shax, my bad.
That's going to be pretty dope. I thought it was funny because Fallout Plays already had the bust. So he was like, I am the first person to complete. I'm like, you think you're funny. That's definitely going to be interesting as time goes on. But Sabe, you are our guest, so thank you for being here. In terms of things, we always let a guest go first. What is your closing statement for this episode of the show? I love doing that every time. And then they get told, they're like, wait, what? I wasn't planning on this.
It was an honor to be on the show, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing you cool folks, meeting you, you know what I'm saying? And yeah.
Most def. We would love to have you back sometime, most definitely. And so, Cajun, how you feeling? How you feeling? Like we gonna be streaming this on Tuesday. We gotta
Yes.
if anyone who doesn't know, we're having a final shape like live stream of the gameplay on Tuesday, and we'll be reacting to it. What do you want to leave people with before the stream?
So I'm gonna say this for those that are excited about Into the Light. Hey, be excited, have fun. If you're questioning about whether or not to come back, reminder: this is free content. Okay, whether or not you paid for Lightfall, you paid for the seasonal stuff, Into the Light is going to be free for you.
Yep.
So take advantage of it. Give it an opportunity to see if it's going to scratch that itch for you to come back to Destiny 2. And if it doesn't, that's cool. That's
Totally valid.
okay. It's completely valid. But I'm going to say this one piece, and I'm pretty sure there's no Warframe players out there. I swear to God, y'all are becoming the fucking vegans of the goddamn gaming community. Okay, your game is not fucking anything new. All right, swear to Christ. Okay, y'all motherfuckers need to chill. Coming to goddamn D2 streamers saying, "Hey, Warframe's better." Yeah, my nuts are better in your mom's mouth, but we're not talking about that. Sorry, I had to get that out there.
Crazy.
This week alone, I've had so many people come and say, "Oh, Warframe's better."
Oh my God. Oh, that's gonna be a clip later. That's gonna be great. So I think the one thing I want to leave people with before Tuesday is, in the words of Anna Sophia Robb from the soundtrack of Bridge to Terabithia, you gotta keep your mind wide open. What I mean that is very multifaceted. We don't know what we're gonna see on Tuesday, so keep an open mind. Don't be upset if Cade ain't there for you, hunters. Don't panic. If Marasov's boobs aren't on front screen, don't panic. If your favorite gun isn't coming back, don't have a heart attack. Like if we don't hear Keith David for the first time, don't freak out. Like, we don't know what's coming. When it comes to PvP, people keep an open mind. The one thing we forgot to talk about was the maps, but we'll play. I'll give more opinion on the maps when those come in. So we'll get to that when that comes out. But in terms of those, don't be upset if they look like a reskin. Don't be mad. We're getting new content. Shut up. It's free. It's free. Shut up. Like, enjoy what's going on. If you don't like that somebody's running an auto rifle and you're running your hand cannon, keep in mind, just try. Don't run forward at it. Strafe a little bit. Go behind cover. Try a new way of thinking. Don't just think this is gonna be the end all be all. Same thing with auto rifle players. Don't think a hand cannon is the devil. Do better. Get better at the game. That way you beat that hand cannon like I do. Like, they're like, too much of the time, people will have this sort of like narrow mindset when it comes to the game overall. I want to broaden that for you. So yes, in the words of Anna Sophia Robb, keep your mind wide open. We will see what happens on Tuesday. We will be here streaming it. Get ready for that. Don't forget, folks, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, all those great places. We will have this up for you on Monday at noon, so get ready for that if you want to go back and listen to anything we talked about. Folks, we will catch you Starside. Peace out.
Laters.